There is one coaching business that has never failed and will never fail. It's been in front of you all this while, and honestly, you've been ignoring it. Most of my clients who train to be coaches tend to be either successful executives, entrepreneurs, former CEOs, or coaches. And here's what I have found as a pattern among them. They were successful in creating the life they did. They lost meaning in what they were doing, and now they want to do something that's more meaningful. They tend to be over 35 and they tend to have lived a life. If that sounds familiar, here is what you're probably doing. You think you need to start your coaching career from nothing, that you have no experience in coaching, and you truly believe that you cannot possibly coach because who are you to coach? Here's the truth. You got the plot all wrong. Your past experience makes you an incredible coach. This is why you would be more successful in one very particular field, which is the most profitable coaching business one can ever be in. It's also the coaching business that has never failed if you follow the principles I share in this video. This coaching niche has a gross margin of 75 to 85%. It has a high client retention rate. It creates consistent recurring revenue when done right, and it's very hard to go out of business once you get some traction. Want to know what kind of coaching it is? It's business coaching. I can hear your limiting belief sneaking out of your head, convincing you that, who are you to coach businesses? You never ran a business. Oh, you hated your last job. You shouldn't be coaching businesses. Businesses are evil. Death to all businesses. All of that is only your insecurity talking. None of it is true. Let me debunk it for you. First, who are you to coach a business? You have never had a business of your own. Let me tell you the story of Bill Campbell. Bill Campbell was a coach for Steve Jobs, Larry Page, Sundar Pichai, Jeff Bezos, Jack Dorsey, Sheryl Sandberg, the who's who of Silicon Valley. You wouldn't have heard of a company he started because he didn't start anything remotely as successful as Apple, Google, Amazon, Twitter, or Facebook. He was a top executive in many companies, but he didn't start a company that was that successful. So you don't have to start a successful business to coach a business. You need to be able to understand what's happening in the business and provide perspective. So the thing that you think is meaningless now, the experience you don't value, that is what makes you an extraordinary coach. Secondly, you hated your last job, you shouldn't be coaching businesses. Or is that exactly the reason why you should be coaching businesses? You didn't hate your job, you most likely disliked your boss, the culture, or the team around you. All of those reasons begs the question, why didn't your company hire a coach to fix it? It's because they didn't know they could do that, or they couldn't find you to help them. Retaining good people is one of the biggest challenges a company has, and good coach helps fix that. Third, businesses are evil. Now, some businesses do evil things. You're right. Those businesses often have hurt people at the helm of the organization. The business didn't set out to do evil. It became evil because it lost its purpose. As coaches, we become the voice of reason for such businesses. They must find themselves again and do good. Businesses keep economies thriving, provide jobs, and create amazing products we get to use to live a great life. Our coaching support to these businesses could really change the world in a very good way. Now that you're probably convinced that you could and should be coaching businesses, let me share why this type of coaching will never fail. Small businesses are the backbone of any economy. There are about 4 million new businesses that are set up every year, and about 90% of them fail. Most of the 10% that survive stay as at-home businesses, and they never hit $1 million in revenue. Even if you focus on just the 10% of businesses that do survive, you're looking at 400,000 new businesses every year, that are hoping and working really hard to break that $1 million ceiling. And these are all kinds of businesses. They're not in one particular category. My friend Dan Martell coaches SaaS companies. Another friend, Ryan, coaches e-commerce company. My friend Cody Sanchez coaches people to buy boring businesses like laundromats and vending machines. One of my students coaches hospitals, and another one coaches construction companies. Not only that, more and more people are hiring business coaches, paying them really good money and making videos about how that's transforming their businesses. If you're willing to follow these three things, you're very likely to find success as a business coach in the next 24 months. First, you need a coaching model, something that you are confident in that it does work. You already have a lot of ideas probably, but when you sit down with a piece of paper, you probably draw a blank. What you need is a clear model for coaching. Now, I can solve that problem for you in a webinar I'm doing with Mindvalley. You can find out more about this training in the link below this video. Even if you check out that training or not, you do need a model. So do whatever you need to do to find what's going to be your coaching model. Second, you need a marketing model. Most coaches that complain of not being successful in coaching is because they don't have a marketing model or they don't follow through on the model they have. I have over 440 documented stories of successful business coaches on our platform. Many of them consistently make six figures in their coaching practice. What separates the successful one is that they understand that they need a model. They need a model to prospect, and they need a model to make it easy for their clients to enroll. So build and implement a marketing model. Third, you need urgency in your business. I've seen this repeatedly. Coaches who can be wildly successful don't get successful because they delay everything to tomorrow. Instead of prioritizing themselves and their learning, they prioritize everything else, everyone else. Success comes easier to the ones who want it right now. It doesn't mean you ignore everything in life, and it does mean that you prioritize yourself, your desires, and your growth first. You don't settle. You don't procrastinate. You don't give up. You know what's important to you, and you make it important to you because you are important. That's it. Consider this if you want to make more profit than ever this year. Consider this if you want to always be in business. Consider using all your experience in life and become a business coach. It's more profitable, it's easier to get started with, and it's one business that doesn't go out of business.